Welcome to my channel. In this video we start our topic development of British Constitution. Last video we teach the features of British Constitution. In this video we start development of British Constitution. So first there is a question about this topic. The British Constitution is a result of development. Explain it. So we start our topic. First, introduction. Developed constitution, it is known as the evolved constitution, is the result of the historical development. It is not framed at a particular time. For example, the British Constitution has neither been enacted by any special constitution assembly at a particular time, nor has the monarch given it to the people. It should be explained in my last video, so you go and teach this topic and learn this topic. Development of British Constitution in 6 stages. The development of British Constitution or UK Constitution is in 6 stages. So first stage is Anglo-Saxon age. First, limited monarchy. In this period there is a limited monarchy. Monarch is to be limited. Time period is 5 AD to 1066 AD. Third thing, monarch controlled by an organization that is written. Okay. Second age is Norman Angevin age. Time period is 166 to 1153. 1153 AD. Unlimited monarchy means monarch is unlimited. It has more power. It should be absolute. Okay. In this, abolition of Britain. In this age, abolition of Britain organization. 2 new organization is to be made. First, Magnum Council. Second, Curia Regis. Magnum Council have more members but less power. Magnum Council have more members but have no power, but has less powers only. In Curia Regis have less members but more power than Magnum Council. Third age is Plantagenet age plus Lancastrian age. These 2 ages add and then make third age. Okay. First, Curia Regis is to be divided in 2 parts. Privy Council, Exchequer. ठीक है. In Privy Council, administrative function and Exchequer means judicial function. Magna Carta, Great Charter. Magna Carta is also called Great Charter. In 15 June 1215 was signed by King John. Okay, it should be introduced in third stage. Origin of Parliament in 1295. The Parliament is to be origin in the third age. First, we know about what is Magna Carta. In third age, also see that the Magna Carta was first authorized in 15 June 1215 at Runnymede on the river Thames. Okay, near Windsor. Magna Carta, which means the Great Charter, it's also called the Great Charter, is one of the most important document in history. Okay, it's called most important document, as it established the principle that everyone is subject to the law, the king, and guarantees the rights of the individuals, the right to justice, the right to the fair trial. It's in this Magna Carta these things are to be written, so that is to be important in the history of British Constitution or Britain. Second thing, origin of Parliament. In 1295, when Edward first called his modern parliament, all the different class of people, but afterwards they split into 3 groups: noble and commons and valiants. Later on, category and noble associate together into one body, which comes to be called House of Lords, and groups of commons are called House of Commons. It should be a story. I start a story about this origin of Parliament also, a short story only. A king have called a to take any decision. He called a meeting about three groups. First, elite group. Second, common people, and third is zamindars and rich peoples. Okay, sorry, only rich peoples. Okay, and the elite groups include industries, merchants, are industrialization, industrial are include. So these three groups are to be come and said their opinions, and then king take any decisions. But afterwards, sometimes later, the no, rich peoples and the zamindars are to be taken one. They called, they said our opinion and their opinion are to be same. So we should, why we two? We make one only. So they are one. So they called their name our House of Lord. And second, the commons people said we are peoples, we are commons, so we are so we called House of Commons. Okay, this is a short story about the origin of Parliament. Next, Lanka's train age. It's also is a third stage. No taxation without representation. Okay, end of absolute monarchy. In this age, end of absolute monarchy. Establishment of limited monarchy. Rule of law. It's come. Next, fourth age, Tudor age. Again, establishment of absolute monarchy. In this age, again absolute monarchy is come, means unlimited monarchy is come. Fifth age is Stuart age. In this age, in this stage, introduce Petition of Right in 1628. Is one of England's most famous constitution document. It was written by Parliament as an objection to an overruled of authority by King Charles I. During his reign, English citizens saw their overreach of authority as a major infringement on their civil rights. The Petition of Right 1628 contained the four main points. First, no tax could be levied without Parliament's consent. No English subject could be imprisoned without cause, thus reinforcing the right of habeas corpus. No quarantine of soldiers in citizen homes. No martial law may be used in peacetime. Okay, next. Republican government in England in the Stuart age. In 1649, King Cromwell established a republic government in Britain, but after the death of Cromwell, England again adopted the constituent monarchy system, and Charles II became the King of Britain. Okay, next, origin of cabinet. Modern cabinet evolved from one of the earliest forms of the government in Britain, which has its roots in the 11th century, the Privy Council. The Privy Council was a group of prominent men, mainly from the church, aristocracy, or gentry, who offered advice to the monarch. Okay, it was originally formed from various councils used by the Norman and Plantagenet kings by the 15th century, and the Privy Council was large with about 40 councillors dealing mainly with administrative matters. Because of unwillingness of such a large council, monarchs often had a small circle of advisors. Often his smaller circle of advisors include men who held a great officer of state or the monarchy's principal secretaries. Okay, secretaries. Next, we introduce the Habeas Corpus Act in 1679. The Act of Parliament in England, the reign of King Charles II, it was passed by what became known as the Habeas Corpus Parliament to define and strengthen the ancient prerogative writ of Habeas Corpus Act, which required a court to examine the lawfulness of prisoners' detention and thus prevent unlawful or arbitrary imprisonment. In this act, any legal authority is to be not catch you without any a document, without any a search warrant, without any arrest warrant like. Okay, next, Bill of Rights in 1689. signed a law in 1689, okay, by William III and Mary II, who became a co-rulers in England after the overthrow of King James II. The bill outlined specified constitutional and civil rights and ultimately gave Parliament power over the monarchy. Many experts regard the English Bill of Rights as the primary law that set the stage for a constitutional monarchy in England. It's also credited as being inspiration of the US Bill of Rights. Okay. In this bill, the following items that a list of King James misdeeds, जो किंग जेम्स की जो मिसडीड्स थी, जो उसके बैड वर्क्स थे, उसकी लिस्ट थी. 13 आर्टिकल्स दैट आउटलाइन स्पेसिफिक फ्रीडम्स की स्पेसिफिक आर्टिकल्स आउटलाइन किए हुए थे. Confirmed that William III and Mary II were rightful successors to the throne of England. Okay. Next, Glorious Revolution. It's the first, then the sixth Bill of Rights. So, in the Glorious Revolution, it is also called Bloodless Revolution. In this, the King John, sorry, the James II. Okay, the James II, the king, is to be absolute monarch in this period. So the Parliament of Britain very anger or to be suppressed or to be depressed about this king. It should be not replaced. So so the Parliament can go to the Mary II and William and Dutch husband William III of Orange country. Then he ready to take this country as a king and queen. So, but when the King James hear that news, so it should be go away this country and to go the France to protect himself. Okay, then they both Mary II and William III of Orange, it should be come in Britain and take the rule of England. Okay, it should be a glorious revolution. It's also called bloodless revolution. Okay, so next is last stage is sixth stage is Hanover age, establishment of parliamentary democracy. In this age, parliamentary democracy it should be adopted, introduced also. Time period is 1714 to present. This age is to be continue. Constitutional monarchy, parliamentary government system, control the power of Lord Sabha by the Act of 1911 and 1949. Okay. In the next, it is a table of these. The main topics is Magna Carta, Petition of Rights, Glorious Revolution, Bill of Rights. These topics is to be when the this main documents of the Britain is to be introduced or to be declared as legal, and which monarch in that time period of this law or to be the legal document, and what is the reason and what should be the result of this. Okay, so first we introduce that Magna Carta in 15th June 1215 by John Monarch to control the power of monarch by parliament, reserved to establish the old rights to people. Okay, Petition of Right 1628 Charles I to control the power of monarch by parliament to give some new rights to people. Glorious Revolution 1688 James II. The revolution were complex and include both political and religious concerns. It gives parliament more power over the monarchy. Bill of Rights 1689 Mary II and William III to control the power of monarch, to give new rights to people. Okay, in last we said this Glorious Revolution, it's also as the religious also, because the James II is a Catholic Christian and the Mary II and William III is a Protestant Christian. It's a casteism is also called as. Okay, so in this video we complete our chapter development of British Constitution. Thanks for watching this video. Welcome, and you have any query about this topic, you write down in the comment box. Share, like, comment, subscribe my channel so you understand these videos clearly.